Ismenos, Niobe's oldest son, was guiding my horse's reins when an arrow planted itself in my chest.
First strike.
I dropped the reins from my dying hand as I began to slide over my horse's right shoulder, little by little, onto my side.
We're telling stories using video game characters as the puppets.
Hey guys, pay attention right here. When we see him, let's hear the voice. Yeah.
Then came Osiris to take his turn, and he...
When we plan to do a play, you have to choreograph it, you have to block it, take the time to find the games, program them the way we want, get certain skins we want. Figure out if we want it on PS4 or on Xbox, they have different formats sometimes.
Get all the way to the front. Get on a wheel.
Is it gonna look too much like Titanic?
Yes. Oh my god.
This is nice, I like this.
In 2007, I was invited to participate in the Tiny Theater Festival at the Brick Theater. Every piece presented had to be 10 minutes or less, and it had to take place in a 6-foot cube made out of PVC. As I was trying to figure out how to get around this limitation, I came up with the idea of using video games. And so I had 2 of my students sit at a table with 4 laptops and tell a Yeats story in World of Warcraft. And then we had that projected on the screen behind it. It was really cool because no one had ever done anything like that before. So this was an audience in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and they really loved what we did. And then the theater liked it so much they invited us back the next year for another 10-minute piece. And that was our first version of Niobe, which we did.
I, Amphion, Niobe's husband, also heard about the deaths. I drove a blade through my chest, ending my grief, dying together with the daylight.
I was one of the first of his students that he recruited to actually do a performance outside of the school. It was sort of intimidating at first, being in the theater.
He had come like a thief in the night.
For me, the big juxtaposition is ancient and modern. One is super old, one is very of our time.
Go kill that squid.
We did Niobe, and there was a wonderful applause, and they always ask us questions after, which we're always happy to answer. One woman just stood up at the end. She literally said, "I want you to know murder is not a game." She was like infuriated with us, and everyone just sort of got quiet. And one of the members in our team, Jack, he said, "I know murder is not a game." He said, "But I'm not going to tell you just stop studying Niobe because it's about violence against children. The same way as we don't tell people to stop reading Romeo and Juliet because it talks about teen suicide." And everyone just stood up and applauded.
Accomplished. Douse, pause, and Osiris has never... Because remember, the whole focus of the story is Osiris.
We didn't realize it at the time when we first started doing this, but some people have recognized us for the work that we do because, in a way, we're keeping classics alive in a new digital medium.
Oh, I did it! I just did it! Look at that! See that?
Do it again?
What did you do?
David Damrosch, who's like the chair of comparative lit at Harvard, he saw us in 2010. He saw that performance and he asked me for a video of it. And he proceeded to take it all over the world, really. And it was really interesting because he sent me an email saying, "Oh, you know, when I showed this to the people in Belgrade, they were just speechless. They like really connected with it." And it really does have the power to affect people.
When 6 daughters had been handed over to death, Niobe covered her last daughter with her whole body, with her whole dress.
Leave me, my one youngest daughter. Out of many, I beg you for this youngest one alone.
While she was begging, the one on whose behalf she was begging fell dead.
The best thing you want to do, really, when you're acting, is to see somebody cry or laugh hysterically, because you know that your play's good enough to make them cry. And that's what sometimes we want to do, or sometimes make them laugh.